All right. It looks like we are live. Let me just make sure. Let me make sure that we are live. Yes, we are. Okay, yes, we are. Everybody, I'm going to give a second for everybody to come in right now. Would have played some music, but I'm not going to play any music right now. Let me make sure that I can hear myself for sure. I think we're live. Yeah, I think we are live. Okay, cool. So everybody sees the headline here. For the people that are not here live and for the people that are, you guys probably already know Athing Mu is in tears. She's tattered. So this is not rubbing anything down or kicking her while she's down at all. We're going to analyze something right now just after it happened. We're going to see the race in just a second. And this is just as Otto Bolton said. He said this would happen. I was thinking the same thing. This is why David Rudisha never really, he had a few races that were a little bit slower, but he never really allowed himself to get in this position that I saw her in there. She is racing. Actually, let me just put it on the screen. Let's put this on the screen, and we're going to go through with this right now. Let's see.
And fight. It does not matter what her run-up is to a major championship. She's going to show up when it matters, and she looked really good in the semifinals yesterday.
Actually, let's go back to what he was saying before. What Otto said here. This was very, very telling.
As I welcome back in Olympians, our Olympians, Sonia Richards, Ross and Addo Bolden. This is a big moment. She's been away from the track for some 9 months.
Yeah, she's so under-raced that she's probably a little more vulnerable than she's admitting. Last time.
Yeah, see, more vulnerable than she's admitting. But he meant it in a different way. I'm going to stop exactly where she made her tactical error. If you guys are here, drop a comment in the chat so I know that you guys are here for the channel regulars. Yeah, let's go ahead. Let me make sure that the settings are turned up. So this is as clear as we can get it. And let's go. Here's the thing, Mo, right here. And I'm telling you, I'm going to walk you through what I was thinking as it went through. All right. I'm thinking, I'm like, okay, nobody wants to take the lead. What the heck is she doing? She needs to get out. She needs to either make up her mind and get out in front, but don't just try to go there. And then, boom. Made no sense to me at all. Now, obviously, that's easy for me to say in hindsight, but in my head, I'm like, okay, she needs to just make up her mind and go. Right here. I'm like, okay, cool. If she stays in the lane where she's at, and she's basically in lane 2. All right, lane 2, lane 3. If she stays where she's at, okay, cool. But she did this similar thing at the, what is it, the World Championships, not last year. But she did this similar tactic where she like slid in on people and she almost tripped the last time. Remember, there was some athlete behind her. And she has to realize that she is taller, if not just by that much, than everybody else. And she has longer legs. Longer legs. This is what was happening with David Rudisha. If you guys notice, and I'm going to bring up his race right now. Let me put this on the screen. And while I'm doing here, let's put this on the screen. I'm Nick, your host, and you are now watching Head and Shoulders ATR, where we cover athletes, performances, and otherwise that are head and shoulders above the rest. And in this case, we have to cover an athlete that is just very phenomenal, but made a mistake. Let me bring up David Rudisha and his world record. Now, I know that this isn't necessarily the same thing, right, per se, but I think this is still a good one to bring up because this is a good reference point. So let's bring up and look at where she is and where he is. Okay, let's bring this on there. Kina, how's it going? Legendary Super Saiyan Jackson. How's it going, guys? Okay, let's look at David Rudisha for a second because she's tall just like him relative to the other ladies in the track. She is tall just like he is tall for the men. All right. Let's put this on high definition. Let's take this out a little bit. Okay, David Rudisha right here. He goes to the front. Obviously, this is the world record. I could bring up other races. But look at his back kick. Okay. Look at his back kick. These two right here, Kaki and Rudisha, they got a very far back kick. And people can't really, particularly Rudisha, Kaki's running slightly on the outside of him. Most other athletes can actually pack in behind somebody directly. He can't. Rudisha's back kick is just too much. And he's really focused on either his hips or his feet. Whatever he's looking at. But he's just too far. I can bring up Rio. I can bring up the World Championships. He's going to look very similar. I only saw 2 races where Rudisha was kind of packed in with everybody else. And even still, he did not cut in how Athing Mu cut in. He's got too much of a back kick. Now let's go back to Athing Mu. She made the same mistake last year. She made the same mistake before that. And I think she's going to learn from this one. She cuts in a little bit too quickly. Now, they did not kick her back. They didn't get her on the back of her foot. But I don't think that really matters too much. This happens in 800 a little bit more frequently than we would like to maybe admit. Okay, so here's Rose on the outside. She ran into Whitaker, cutting in. But her tactical error was this. She's got to make up her mind right here. Yeah, that's a good question. I wonder how tall Mo is. I'm going to look that up in a second. Let's play this in slow motion so that this can be seen a little bit more. Okay, we're going to play this on half speed. Mute that. Right here, this line, I'm just like, okay. This is the point of the 800, and I would know this because I run the 800, and I'm a natural front runner. There are situations where you may not want to get in the front because there are multiple front runners here. Whitaker's kind of not. Rose is. I'm like, what is going on with her? I know what Rose is thinking. She's thinking, okay, maybe Mo, which is faster than all of us, can go out. I'll go up behind her. So Rose, I don't really blame her. She's trying a different strategy. I don't think she should have changed up her strategy too much. She should have just went with it and just went straight up there because she runs in like one gear. She tried something different. It got her 4th place. Okay, I'm not going to hold her back right there. It's at 5'10". Track Sports Entertainment, glad to be back. So you said tall AF. Hey, so she's coming back and she's under raced. It don't matter to me that she's under raced. There was not going to be 3 ladies that was going to beat her. I think in her head, she's going to try a strategy that's going to help her win. She's focused on winning. Personally, if I were her, yeah, I could win the USA trials. I'm more concerned with just getting top 3. I'll win later. Because right now I'm under raced. I'm just out here to do it. Because even in the semis, I think she was trying something. She let Rose go and she reeled her back in. And it looked like it was a little harder than it should have been because she's under raced. First round, she was jumping around. Second round, she looked a little bit more polished. And right here, this was the time for her to just take the lead. I think she's trying different strategies, to be honest, because remember, Mora beat her last year. And then what's her name beat her the other time. So she's like, okay, maybe I don't need to take the front. At this point, I'm like, okay, come on. And then Rose is over here accelerating. But you already see Whitaker kind of chopping up her arm carry. Okay. She looks like she gets bumped by Rose. Nope, not even. It's like, wait a minute, what happened? Nobody's really touched anybody. Rose comes up on her. Mo moves in a little bit too quickly, and she trips herself. It's like literally nobody else around her is moving. Nobody clipped her on the back, but she's too close to being clipped. If you put this in slow motion, nobody really looks like they touched her. It was more like she landed kind of funny with it being packed up because it's too damn slow. It says she needs a new coach. It's too slow for her. She should have just went to the lead. It wasn't like they were going fast, and then because this happens in the steeplechase. We saw somebody trip over because they were going too damn slow, and then they can't see the water jump in front of them because nobody spread out. They're all together. This happens in the 800 more frequently than people would like to admit. People fall, tumble, trip. It happened at the World Championships in 2023. That was her strategic error right there. And then the second mistake. The second mistake is she took too long to get up. She took too long to get up. They didn't have the camera on her, but something tells me she went through a panic mode and was like, should I get up or should I not? And then this was one of those things like, yeah, it's the Olympic trials, so I may as well finish the race. I'm going to try, but she took too long to get up. If that was a fall and then a get up, she might have been able to get back into contention with the rest of the group. I don't know, because they came out in 57, that she could have actually done something to him. She would literally need to be like in her sharpest shape in order for her to do anything at this point. Still, her second mistake was she didn't get up fast enough. That probably hurt very, very bad. She's running like it hurt. Like she's running like she's in pain right now. Like she's putting in effort, but then at the same time, she's like, let me slowly reel them back in and see what I can do. And I don't know if she needs to change a new coach, because I think if she's not working with her collegiate coach, if she's going back to her youth coach or something, didn't they like do something or whatnot? But here, I'm going to say what's smart about the rest of the field real quick. When you see something, this is what I was told. This is what I was taught. When you see somebody that is one of the top contenders and they fall, you immediately accelerate, take off on them. They immediately start getting strung out. So everybody went from boxed in right here. Look at this. They are literally in lane 3 in an 800. And then she's like, all right, let me take this real quick. They start accelerating. You don't give her a chance to recover. If she got back up, it would have been hard enough, but they basically made a KO right there. You said, I thought she would have walked off. Yeah, I thought she was going to walk off. I don't know what would have been better for her at this point. I think just from an ego standpoint, and I know this for sure, as soon as I quit one race, and I did, and it was like I felt like I was having a hard time. I could not breathe. Every other race after that, it was hard to finish. It's just better to just continue. I think she walked off of one other race, but something this big and this important, you do not want to psychologically get away from it. So I think she finished it from that standpoint, because it's kind of like, okay, if I give up on this, what else will I give up? If I give up on something this big and important relative to me, what else will I give up? I could just say, this practice too hard. Let me not do it anymore. So I think that was good for her to do this, just to finish. But she got up too slow. Let me read some of y'all comments. They said 260 eyes and only 7 likes. Yeah, come on, y'all. It's 300 something people in here. Smash the like button. The only way she would have hocked them down if she was a DSD athlete. I know, right? Yeah, too tall to be in the pack. Even if Mo goes out hard and paces herself, no one catching her, so I don't get it. See, the thing is, yeah, you know what? Yeah, Sage did kind of take the L right there, too. You know what? There were 3 people I think that hurt here. Raven, Rogers, Sage Herta, and Mo, of course. Because Rogers, I think that took a lot of sting out of her. She had to jump to the side. Like, yeah, you know what? It kind of affects people a little bit, you would think. But that takes a lot of energy. There's only 2 moves in the 800. And I'll argue anybody. I don't care. I'll argue a world record holder. I'll argue an Olympic champion. There's only 2 moves in the 800. And she used a lot of that energy right there juking around Athing Mu. First, she landed kind of funny on her left leg. I'm talking about Raven Rogers here, because she was literally right there. She landed funny, right there on her left leg, trying to get around. Then she's got to use other energy right there to get around. That takes a lot. I'm surprised Whitaker wasn't weak, but, you know, like the whole field, except for, wait a minute, I think only, what, 2 people weren't affected here? Yeah, only 1 person wasn't affected. She was in the lead. That's it. Everybody else was affected, so I guess they're all even. Keelan Hodgkinson is all but guaranteed the gold medal. I don't know. What's her name? Oh, wait a minute. What's her name didn't make it out the Kenyan trials, did she? Mora? Let me go check that real quick. Can somebody update me on what happened to Mora? Because she won the world championships last year. I felt like I read something happened to her. Did she make it out the Kenyan trials that happened last week? Can somebody update me? Let's finish the rest of this race. But this was a smart move. She immediately accelerated. She heard what happened behind her. She knew what happened because she saw it in a peripheral. She stayed 100% focused. This is where Rose should have just took the lead. But I see that this was the coaching plan from Rose's coach or something to say, look, I know you normally do this. I don't care. I would have just taken the lead immediately. She slowly eases up to the side, but I would have taken the lead. To me, it doesn't make any sense here. I would have just taken the lead before the final lap. I wouldn't have left it there. I would have started pushing. But it was a pretty fast race. So 57 is not a slouch first lap. Still, I would have been there, taking the lead, and took control. But that probably would have forced a 56, and she definitely would have died out. So Rose did the best she could, given the circumstance. She's not race sharp, so she didn't have it in her to chase. Not even that. She got up too late. They came out, and they ran a 157. You're about to see the time right here. I don't know if y'all know, but her record is just in the 155 range. So, I mean, unless she was faster than that, she was a clear 2 seconds back. What, y'all think she would have got second and third? Maybe she could have got one of them, but the winner, definitely not. That wouldn't have been the case. And they were kind of packed up. So she probably could have got second or third if she was in her race sharpness, but I don't know. She still got the Diamond League. Oh yeah, but she hasn't even run this year, so she might not even qualify because the points for the Diamond League final. So yeah, her season's about wrapped up. But I hate to see her in this position. And the irony is that the winner, Akins, this was her last year. Tripp, 9th place. And now the tables have turned. It is crazy irony. You said clickbait ass title. What are you talking about? This was Mo's mistake. Her mistake. Looks like we got a slow bus person here. Mo's mistake is she packed up with the rest of them. She's too goddamn tall. And she keeps doing this. To me, it's been irritating. And Otto said this in the semis. He's like, what is she doing? She's at risk for getting clipped. And in this case, she did not technically get clipped. But in my opinion, she should never have herself in this position. They're going too slow. Everybody holds back. And psychologically, she sees somebody on the outside kind of moving in. Look at Rose on the outside in the yellow. She's coming up on her, and it's like she sneaks in. You know your immediate reaction. Look, they probably rubbed up on each other right there. And her immediate reaction is to balance herself like, oh, wait a minute, excuse me. You know when you bump into somebody and you're like, oh, sorry. And then you kind of like move real quick and jerk. Well, you're in the middle of a race, so you're not going to necessarily jerk like that. But she's going slow motion jerking. Think about it. Rose is coming in with a decent amount of speed on her. They kind of breeze up against each other. And then, look, she moves on the inside and then up. And there you go. It's done. I mean, this happened to Hisham El Garouj in the 1500. Twice, if I'm not mistaken. He got tripped twice. 2 Olympics. One, I think he got beat outright. The other one, he was supposed to, quote unquote, supposed to win in 2000. He got clipped. Or was that Athens? No, Athens, I think he won the 1500 5K. Same thing in the 1500. Ooh, almost dropped my mic. Uh-oh, guys. Almost dropped the mic there. They said Aikens got tripped 2 before. Yeah, she got, okay. Let's bring up last year. Hold on, guys. Let me bring up last year and show y'all what happened. But let me go over, before I do that, let's go over to the 400. Because I did say I was going to cover that. Let's cover this real quick. Okay, wait a minute. You said, wait. I see a cop. Oh, you said Mary Moore qualified, but she ain't beating Keeley. Let me read some of these comments. Coming back from injury, I'm heartbroken for her. Yeah, let's see. And that may have hurt overall. The fact that she has not run much since 2021. She kind of dominated 2022, if you really think about it. I mean, I don't know if that hurt overall, because remember, she was the world champion 2022. She needs to let go of Bobby Kersey, somebody says. In 2023, he gaslighted her, remember? Remember that. Wait a minute. He gaslighted her how? Jorge Lewis, 88. See, this is why I need to have a phone line here. I need to have a phone line, because some of y'all saying some weirdo comments. What do you mean? The offer, okay, no, I'm talking about Quincy beats Norman. You had me thinking Quincy Wilson, but Norman. Oh, it was Hall. Yeah. I didn't say, look, isn't my title Quincy? Oh, dang. Maybe that's what it is. It's Quincy. Oh, okay. I get you. I thought I typed the whole thing out. I get you, man. Let's go through it. Let's watch it there. Man, Michael Norman is storming right now. Bars. Michael Norman is storming the field. And I was like, I think he's working too hard. But this is good because he hasn't really tested himself at all. And I said, look, he got nothing to lose unless he comes out. And I said earlier, although I thought Michael Norman was the overall favorite and he was going to win, I did say his biggest danger is going to come from Quincy Hall. Although I did give it to Norman, so I'll give him that. Bailey, man, he surprised me. I didn't have him at all. I had him written off completely. Quincy Hall over here bobbing his head and everything. He matched his personal best, took the win. Matthew Boland faded just like I thought. I told y'all before, people hyping up my Boland, but no, he does not have it. And I said, as long as that kid gets in that top 5 or 6, he's probably going to be on the relay like the mixed relay. He got it. That's all he needed, especially in lane 2. He's holding his head back. He's struggling. The kid is in lane 2 right here, and he got place 6. So that is very, very good for him. They said Norman spent too much energy in the first 200. Maybe not. I think he spent too much energy in the first 300. Man, this dude was going through. Look at this. He's still storming right here. He hasn't allowed his body to like chill. Not at all. He's just like going hard, like the whole way. Like, I respect that, actually. That was decent. Now he gets to see where his limits are. Good thing he's still in here. He gets to see where his limits are. He's starting to fall apart just a little bit. His form isn't going away, but now it is a little bit. He's trying to pull it, and there it is. So I am actually okay with that. I'm okay with Michael Norman doing that. He tested himself. He saw where his limits were, and now he has to go back to the drawing board and say, yeah, let me just hold back about 1% of what I did. If he holds back just a little bit, I think he's okay. And remember, he said all he needs to do is make it out. He said, first, let me make it to Paris. And then I'm going to worry about everything else. Now he could worry about getting the win. World Championship gold. Okay, let's make that Olympic gold. Man, Vernon Norwood. Man, that's got to hurt. That's got to hurt right here with Norwood. They said Mo 4x4 gold. Sure. I don't know. Are they going to put her on a 4x4? That would be a good question. I didn't think she was going to go on a 4x4 regardless this year. I didn't think so at all. Maybe they could pull some strings with Bobby Kersey and the marketing that they got for her. Let me go right here. Nope. Let's go back. Nope. Let's go back again. Come on, results. Nope. Let's go back again. Dang, I had one. Oh, here it is. They got a lot of marketing and commercials with Athing Mu. They got her at the top. They got her hyped up. That's good because she likes to do that modeling career and everything. I told y'all this. They got her on Sports Illustrated. Brightest star will light up Paris. This did not age well at all for Sports Illustrated. No offense. Not at all. It did not age well. They said, you think Norwood will be fourth for the relay? I think they will. I think they will put Norwood on there. Yeah, I think he's going to go in the main relay. I don't see why not. It would not be smart for them to put Quincy Wilson onto the main relay, not in the final. If he does it in the rounds, yeah, but in the final, I think that would be more for PR and marketing. But I would just be just a tiny bit worried that they would put him there and say, hey, here you go, and let's win. Like, if they got it just a blistering rest of the team, then they could put them there and they can afford to, give a second, because the U.S. is, especially the men and the women, they're kind of so far in front of everybody else on that 4x4. It's just kind of ridiculous. So they can actually afford to put Quincy Wilson on there. But I think the smarter way, put him on the mixed relay like they do with the other young ones that made it. Like Lena Irby and everything like that, what they did with her back in, was it 2021 or 2022? I think just put them on a mixed relay. Put them on a mixed relay. Get him some experience doing the 4x4. Then he could come back. He's a year older. He comes back next year. And then we'll see what happens. Like, that's what happens. They say, you think Bobby messed her up by not racing her? No? No. Okay, must I go back? Let's do this real quick. Let's do this. Let me bring this. Actually, I'll put it here. Let's do World Championships 2023 800. Let's just go back real quick. Whether she's raced up or not, let's kind of look at it from this perspective real quick. Let's just skip this out. Okay, now you see how she is right here. This is where she's probably a little bit nervous. Now, look at this. I don't know what she was on last year, because I will say this. This had to be a Bobby Kersey thing. This had to be Coach Kersey telling her basically to run in lane. She did this last year on the outside of lane 1. She even did it at the USA trials. She just ran all of her races on the outside of lane 1. Like, she's running extra distance. Nobody was with her right here. And she's like, well, I'm going to make everybody else work harder for it. Because I'm going to work hard, but nobody's with her. She's kind of taken away. But this was the thing here. I think the smarter thing for her to do was to at least stretch everybody out. Look, nobody's close to her. They respecting her stride length. She's not being boxed in, and she still lost. And that was the thing. She still lost. Even with this, we don't have to go through everything. She still took an L. And that was the thing that got to her. She still took a loss, even with going there. So, some coaches will tell you to try different things out. So, I'm not going to blame and say, oh, here's the coach for not allowing her to... You said what happened to Mo was a freak accident. Yeah, I think the accident could have been avoided, though. She's too tall to be boxing herself in like that. That put her in too much danger. She's been doing that a little bit too much. That's the thing. I think, in my opinion, somebody as tall as her, you just need to just go and not allow yourself to be put in this position. But anyway, that was what I wanted to cover today, y'all. They said Mo came in on another runner. The fall was her fault. In a way, yeah, that's what I said. I didn't say the fall was anybody else's fault. Like, even if she got clipped, I still would have said that's on her, unless she was just out in the lead. Then I'm like, y'all, what are y'all doing? See, she's boxing in a little bit too much. She went for the move, but that's something a shorter runner could do. Like right here with Raven Rogers. She saw that move, that opening space with Raven Rogers, and she's too damn tall for that. Like right here, it's like a little tiny spot. It's like if you're shorter by like 5-6 inches, then go ahead. But she's taller than the rest of them. So don't move into that spot. And then she paid for it. That's all. That's what happened. That was her tactical mistake. And then the second one was not getting up fast enough. That was it. Those two things right there, I think she just willed herself to finish even right there. Because she's not even in camera shot. If she just rolled and then got back up, I think she could have maybe. But maybe I'm just giving it too much, giving her too much credence, because they're moving pretty fast in the 800 anyway. So a fall at that, maybe you could come back in a 1500. Yeah, you got 4 laps. 800, maybe that's too short. Even if she just did roll and get back up, that's a lot of momentum lost. And that's a lot of energy. So anyway, that's where that is there. Let me start reading some comments. They said, can't race someone who's injured. Wrong. People have been selected. Oh, yeah. Somebody said something about the relays. How do they pick the relay teams? So 123_Nia. You said, how do they pick the relay teams? So it's a little bit of politics involved with how they pick the relay teams. All right. So sometimes they can go. What was the guy that they said they had to fly out to London? What was that? What's his name? He was like in the semis or the first round of like the 1 or 200, and they flew him all the way out to London, if I'm not mistaken. I don't want to say it was Rio, but it was London, and they took him out. Now there were a whole bunch of other people that finished way in front of him, but they took him out specifically. Maybe the other people stopped training because they said, hey, we're not going there. Maybe he was trained. Whatever it was the case. But some of it's a lot of politics involved with that. Because the way I look at it is, Athing Mu was running an 800 and she got on a 4x4. Right? Now, she didn't even qualify in a 400 because she didn't even do it. Remember at Tokyo, she did not even run that. But we do know that she ran one of the faster 800 or 400s in the U.S. So they could have put consideration there and say, hey, look. But what they traditionally tell people is, hey, you want to finish in the top 6. That's what they say. What you want to do is finish in the top 6 and you get picked for the relay pool. Not necessarily. I mean, think about Alice and Felix before she started doing the 400. Wasn't she on the 4x4? I mean, look at Gabby Thomas. She might be running the 4x4 this year. So, and we don't see her in the open 4. So there's all types of politics involved. Sydney McLaughlin, 400 hurdles. Yeah, you could argue that she's faster, but then she didn't run the 400. So it's a lot of politics involved. It's a lot about the coaches of where they know. They said no stay. If you watch, she moved to the right as turn started. Watch frontal cam. She came in on, I think, Rogers. Yeah, she did. Wow, all about chemistry maybe, but yeah, politics too. Okay, let me read these again. Let me go back up. They said, what, Mo is out? Yep. Interesting how Rose was present when Kate Grace went down and now when Mo went down. Come on, Sharon B. Don't be starting nothing now. She's been making too many mistakes for the past few years, DMV Bay said. Mixed relays aren't taken as seriously as the main relay. I'm talking the main 4x4. Mixed relay is relatively new. So unfortunate. I think she leaves Bobby Kersey. I wouldn't be surprised. This would be maybe a first. Has anybody ever left Bobby Kersey in their game? Because if she's making all these mistakes and everything, yeah, this might be something there. I don't know. I don't know if she leaves Bobby Kersey, but the way, a lot of the stress has been coming onto her. Remember, maybe she's not too much into that because she's been saying a lot of things have been happening in her life. Remember, she's been giving interview after interview all last year. I mean, even the season before that. It's like she won in Tokyo. Then World Championships 2022, she kind of like let out a cry at the line or something. It was like, this a really stressful year. Although she ran even faster. It's like she's running at the top of her game. But then she was like, it's a lot of stuff. I think she went through a breakup or something. I don't know. And then like last year, so it's like a lot of things going on with her. So I would not be surprised if that's one of the things that happens too, where she changes coaches. But all of y'all that say change coaches, leave, change coaches, man, y'all just be jumping the gun. Y'all just be wanting people to leave. Like y'all was talking about Brianna Williams, leave Otto, and she was making teams. And I'm like, I don't know about that. But hey, maybe it's a good thing for her. They said, I think she leads Kersey. Facts though, Mo doesn't have experience in packs. Yes, she does. She has enough experience in packs. She's done it a lot of times. They said, what a stupid take. She got clipped on the straightaway, not the curve. Okay, the fall was set her up for a greater comeback. When you are at the top for too long, you begin taking things for granted. This is not bad thing. She will come back and better. Okay. In 2023, Bobby Kersey said in a statement, Athing was not going to run in Budapest and that her season was over. Will start preparing for 2024, which came as news for Athing herself. Oh, dang. I'm going to have to look that one up. They said the fall probably hurt, and I'm sure. Hey, Lisa, how you doing? She was in shock at the moment. So, yeah, guys, I am here. That's all the coverage I got. Look forward to everything tomorrow. I'm probably going to do a live again after that. Thank you guys for coming out. Again, I'm your host, Nick, and this has been Head and Shoulders ATR, where we cover athletes' performances and otherwise that are head and shoulders above the rest. For the new people, come out and subscribe. We're going to be doing things. And for the people that are going to stay here a few minutes longer after I gave that ending, we always got to talk about business-related things. So if you guys are interested in that, we are going to talk about business and making money probably tomorrow, because tonight I want to get some sleep. All right. So if you guys want to come out for that, come out tomorrow for that stream. Unless you guys want me to stay on and talk about business and things that you can improve your life on right now, $5,000 a month, where you can bring that in casually or passively and whatnot. I will be doing some things where I'm going to help athletes get NIL, take advantage of their NIL contracts and everything like that. So if there are athletes here that are either high school or you guys know some, direct them toward me, Head and Shoulders ATR yahoo.com. Go ahead and put NIL help. We're going to do that. It's a service that I'm going to be working with somebody else to provide, because that is going to be something that people are going to need. So I already do that with different businesses. Why not do that with individual athletes that are going to be coming out of high school? And whether you're the top athlete or the worst athlete, basketball, soccer, lacrosse, whatever, why don't you take advantage of the NIL name, image, likeness, and everything that gives you as you're going forward? Because there are bad athletes, quote unquote bad athletes, or not top performing athletes that can still take advantage and make money. All right, guys. So for the people that came late and you want to hear my take on it, I said it in the first 5 or 10 minutes. You can go ahead and push back for that, because there's a lot of people that came late. But yeah, anybody that wants to take advantage of that, go ahead. If you're an athlete that's just not pro, semi-pro, or something like that, and you want to take advantage of it, still contact me, HeadAndShoulders.ATR, yahoo.com. I don't really advertise too much of my stuff on here. I kind of handle that elsewhere. But I will catch you guys tomorrow. So thank you guys.